Diver finds camera lost at sea. Finds familiar face in photos. Normally we lose something, we frantically search for it and hope that we find it again soon. However, when there's simply no way to recover it, we simply have to let it go and move on. That's what most of us think, at least. Sometimes, however, the unexpected happens. That was the case when a group of divers from the Marine Ecology Department of Canadian University stumbled across something that had been lost for years during a routine expedition. The team were so curious that they started a search to locate the owner of the item. On May 13, 2014, a team of students from the Marine Ecology Department at Simon Fraser University in British Columbia, Canada, were preparing for a dive. They'd decided to conduct a research dive to study the waters off the coast of Bamfield. The dive team had a very particular goal in mind when they started. They wanted to study the many different species of sea stars. They hoped to study the animals' behavior both in their natural environment and in the school laboratories. The first Simon Fraser University students to discover something on the seafloor were Bo Doherty and Tella Osler. They came across an old camera. They had no idea if the algae and sea life encrusted camera would work. One of them picked it up and put it in his pocket and kept counting the starfish. Professor Isabelle Cote said in an interview. When they came up for the dive, he said, "Look what I found." Isabelle's co-professor, Sibin Gray of the Bamfield Marine Sciences Center, was also on the boat. She was equally interested in the camera and the fauna on it. She then decided to bring it back to land. One of the things that excited the researchers most of all was the fact that there was a miniature ecosystem covering it. There were plenty of algae on it, but also a sea cucumber and 2 brittle stars, similar to starfish. Amazingly, the camera's memory card was still intact. This meant that it might still work. It was covered in some black growth, but the team hoped that it would work and that there might be a few photos on there that could help them find the original owner. My first thought about the camera was, are there still images on the card? Soban said when discussing the possibility and what the card may hold. She continued, "I cleaned the contacts of the memory card, put it in my computer, and it worked." Not only was the 8GB Lexar Platinum card still working, but it still contained many videos and photos. The photos and videos were of various people at many different get-togethers, dating back as far as July 30th, 2012. As exciting as it was, looking at the photos just didn't feel right somehow. Isabelle and Soban knew that they needed to do their best to track down the original owner. That was how their mission to find the owner started. Isabelle and Soban began to tweet out some of the photos using the hashtag #detectives in hopes of finding the camera's original owner. Despite the photos receiving a lot of attention and hundreds of retweets, no one came forward. Eventually, the team resorted to printing out the photos and posting them around the town. It wasn't long before a member of the Coast Guard recognized the man in the photo. Could he be the man they rescued from a shipwreck? Paul Burgoyne was an artist from Vancouver. He'd lost his boat in 2012 when it sank. Once the man was identified, the Coast Guard member tracked down his phone number in an attempt to get some further information.